if the ghetto was a person, it's like the story is already being juicy before I even start juicing it. Like, this juice is just being here. Anyway, we move. And welcome back to my YouTube video. I'm your girl Beckylav and welcome back to my channel. So guys, it's been a minute since I was here. I have been at a really bad place mentally. Like the past 1 month, I could not even bring myself to sit in front of a camera and even start talking because I was in the pits, like literally. My mental space was unbearable and I did not want to come here and just put out that negative vibe that I was carrying around, So yeah, I'm back. I'm better mentally. Like I feel like I'm at a beautiful space. And today I have come with a story time. So the title of this story time is how auditions in Nairobi are the absolute ghetto. Like Minilik's ghetto. Whew. Ooh, child.
Ah, the ghetto! The ghetto.
Anyway, so for the returning subscribers, karibu sana. Thanks for always subscribing to my YouTube channel. I don't take you guys for granted and I really appreciate your support. For the new people who are just seeing Beckylav for the first time in their lives, kindly just tap down below. There's a button written subscribe. Ta-da! Tap and subscribe to a girl's channel, yo. Anyway, so as I have said, I have a story time. So this story of mine is based on a true story because it's something that happened to me, I think last week. So it's really recent and the emotions are still very alive. And yeah, I'm gonna give it as raw as possible because yeah, it happened to me and it's my experience and I'm gonna say it as my experience. So if you have any other experience, you can say it yourself, but for me, this is my story. Cool. So when was it? Like I think sometime last week. I'm just gonna say last week. Okay, let me just say the second week of October, a certain media house in Kenya put out an audition, like they were calling out people for the audition. So they put out a poster. Hey Kenyans, hi, we're looking for I don't know if I should say what they were looking for, but I'm gonna say because duh, I know that's what I went there for. So they put out an open audition where they say like, we're looking for an opinionated girl, a bubbly, not even a girl, they didn't even specify, like they didn't even ask for qualifications, they didn't ask for gender, they didn't ask for anything. The only thing they wanted you guys to go there and present was your personality. And Assis has a bag of personality. So I was like, honey boo boo, that is my job. I've been waiting for such an opportunity, and you know what, it has presented itself, so why not? Hi. So I'm so happy. I've seen the poster. I'm like, honey boo boo, I've already gone to my closet. I've picked the dress. I've picked the dress. Okay, already in my mind, I already know what outfit I'm gonna wear. I already know. Like I even start jumping all over my room. I'm like, honey boo boo, go collect your job, Cindy. So some hours later, after I saw the poster, my friends started sending me the poster with things like, yo girl, you deserve it. This is for you, nini nini. They were just pumping a sister up. Not that the sister had not pumped herself enough, because I already knew that I was just gonna go and collect my job, self-confidence, manifestation, law of attraction kind of manenos. A babe was certain I'm going to collect my job. Now msianze hapa zo ati overconfidence. I was sure because I know my capabilities and I know I'm very talented, and yeah, I was like, this is the time. it's 1 month to your birthday and things are aligning. The universe. Anyway, hi, Beckylav Nani. I was so happy. So I think the auditions were supposed to be on a weekend, on Saturday to be precise. So Saturday came. Beckylav is happy, nini. And then ile like you sleep. I could not even sleep on Friday night because I was just like, oh my god, when am I going to wake up and just go for my audition and get my job?
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up out of your sleep, wake up, wake up.
Well, I think on Friday night I was even dreaming of being there and showcasing my talent. Cool. So my plan was, since the audition was supposed to start at around 9, and this said media house, I'm not gonna defame anyone. I'm just not gonna mention the name of the media house because I'm gutted. So the offices were on the other side of town, and where I live and where the offices were, I had to like commute and take two jobs. Yeah, 2 jobs because Assis didn't have a car. But 2021, Assis is gonna get a car. I have manifested it to the universe. It's up to the universe to bring it. Moving on swiftly. So yeah, I woke up at 5:30 and then I took my first job. I think I left the house at around 6:40. I got to town around 7:10, 15. From town to where the auditions were, I got there at around... actually got there either at 8 or before 8 on the dot, or just a minute to 8 or something, just there. 8, either 7:59, 8 or 8:01, somewhere there. So me, I was like, hey, wow, Gafla bin vu. Hey, whoa. Have you ever seen unakumbuka, like, do you guys remember when you were in high school and then you used to like fight for space at the canteen so you can buy bread? You remember that scenario? How people used to push each other and just look like hooligans? That was the situation at the gate, and that was around 8. So for me personally, when I went there, I was like, duh, I'm early. I got here 1 hour before the audition. Like, who is this Madam Timekeeper? Sips juice. If only I knew. I was like, you know what, babe? You are the girl you think you are. You're the girl you think you are, and this opportunity is yours. So hooliganism or not, we are gonna get this bag. Cool. So at the gate, I find a crowd of young, energetic, and ambitious youth who are there to like also get the bag the way I've just come there for the audition. And it was really sad for me to see it, because I could not believe a country like Kenya could have so many of us unemployed, to the point of us just flocking at a place hours before the audition just because we all want a chance. We all want a chance to make it. We all want a chance for our passions and our dreams to come to fruition. So I was really, it was surreal. I could not believe that yani tuko wengi, like a lot of us are actually looking for jobs. Okay, for those who don't know, let me take you back. I lost my job back in, I think, August. Thanks to COVID. I was given the boots. But we move, honey. We move. Anyway, so I'm unemployed, but I do influencer gigs and I do my business. Yeah, and I'm still looking for a job. Assis is a hustler. Anyway, we move. We're not talking about the hustle. We're talking about the stories. Anyway, so I got there and then people are crowded out there. So I asked one of the people I found there, like, hi, Connie, why haven't they opened the gate? And then the sis was like, honey boo boo, I was here by 6:30. And I'm like, say what? And you're out here with us, people who come at 8, though the audition was supposed to start at 9. She was like, honey, I came here at 6:30, and when I came, over 130 people were already inside. So, Sisi, no, we were outside the gate. Now the watchman has locked the gate, no one can enter. And then inside the premises, there are like 130 people, and outside we're like 200 and something at 8. I want you to get the mental picture. So I was like, okay, so if you came here at that time and they have not opened for you, like, so we're gonna stand here till 9 for them to open for us the gates and for the auditions to start. And imagine, since they took in people from 6:15 whatevs, I hear people came there at around 5. Yeah, you see, hardworking people never lose that by the way. So there were 130, they had not even started, and the 200 plus and people coming, because the audition is supposed to start at 9, was still flocking in. Like, people were still coming in the numbers. Like, we were almost, like, overall we are like 400 to 500, imagine. Anyway, hiya, so we start waiting. So okay, the first thing I was asking myself, now we're outside the gate, I'm like, hey, kwani these people don't have order? Why would you call people without any specification, and then they come out in the hundreds and you have no order whatsoever? Like, first of all, that is the first thing that didn't sit well with me. But anyway, umeenda kuomba kazi, you are looking for a job, you have no say, you move, you just take what you're given and you move. Cool. I told you I was there around 8. So 8, 9, no, 8, 8:30, 8:40. Around 8:30 to 8:40, a car came. And no, after before the car came, now when the employees would come, they'd tell us, move. Yani they were kind of, I know Nairobi is the ghetto and we are in the streets, but I would not expect an audition to take me to the literal streets that a relationship has not even taken me to. But anyway, you came there looking for a job, honey. You better recognize. Higher. So we moved our bodies for the employees to enter. I didn't feel bad about that because that's where they work. So I can't be petty and say, We moved and we let the employees enter. And then now at around 8:30 to 8:40, a car came, like it wanted to get in. No, before that, I think at around 8:20 first, a car came, the first car came. So when the watchman was opening, remember the canteen scenario? That's where we cheers. Do you know how those people pushed themselves with the car? They passed with the car and went. Yani, unajua ile kusukumana, you buy, the way you push, people push each other at canteens to buy a loaf of bread or kaimatis and the likes. That's how it was, the actual ghetto. So people were pushing each other, and at that time I was wearing heels, and then I was like, think about it, Beckylav. You'll stand here until Kitu 9 and you won't feel your legs. So I removed before I removed my heels, I whenever people decided to do the canteen scenario, I pushed myself to the side because I did not go there to bring the ratchetness from the streets. That was not my responsibility. I did not go to do that because I was going for my job, so I had to be classy while at it. You know, I can't act out of order. Higher. So some people managed to squeeze themselves and go with the car. So my question is, what if the car had injured one of them? What if there was a stampede and someone akanyagwe, like people hurt themselves? What if that happened? Anyway, we move. So at around 8:40, another car came. Now, the first lot entered with the car. The ones who managed to push with the stampede and go inside. So the rest of us, the ones who were classy, bougie, I'm not saying ratchet because I'm not receiving that from the universe. Excuse. So we just left there. We're waiting for 9 so that we can enter. So around 8:40. At around 8:40, another car came. You think Beckylav decided to act like a lady? Honey boo boo. We pushed her away and we were like, at that point, I think it was at around 8:40 to 9. About the time stamps, I'm not accurate because I was really annoyed most of the time because I was wondering if there are 130 people inside and then like 30 more have entered. That's 160 people who have not been catered for. Like no one has started the auditions on them. So I knew, like for me personally, when I went there at 8, which is on time or even before time, I expected they were gonna do my auditions by around 9:30, 10. I go home. Another tip: don't have plans when you're going for a Kenyan audition. Don't do that. I know it's a stereotype, but do you really want to take the risk with a client meeting or something when you have an audition? Just pick a struggle, because I was really disappointed. Anyway, whomst am I? I'm looking for a job. Hire. What else? So we enter. Hey, now do you know how market women and men do you know how market women and men loiter around the market? You could have not seen. Yani, show me another market than that market. We had a market day. What are these market days that are on people's Instagrams? Market day, like, you know, people are just hollering all over. Like, people are just moving aimlessly. And that's around 9:10. Auditions? Nothing. Communication? Nothing.
Yeah. I don't even know what to say.
And that's when we realized that we're not getting out of this place earlier than noon. Like, it was not gonna happen. So we got there and we're expecting some kind of order. Order ni wewe. Haya. Apart from order, we got there, the number 100 to 130, apparently they have been given numbers and the numbers were in cards. So they had not even started with number 1 and it's around 10:30. And right now we're inside the premises, we're like 400 people. And out of the 400 people, only 130 people have numbers. So the rest of you are going to give yourselves shughuli until they give you a number. But moral of the story, we are still there for the job. So you can't be a smart ass. You chill. So at that time, if someone had a plan, you just cancel. Because if you want the job, you can't be too optimistic. You can't even say by 1 or 2 you're going to be done and go home. Speaking of 1 and 2, that's when I auditioned. But anyway, see, we are still at 10. Higher. We move, and then you know how do you even say this? Do you know? I don't know if you know, because it was the absolute ghetto. I don't think you guys can relate. The way they're telling you, put a line here, and another line here, and another line here. See, you guys rush. So you know how there's a commotion when people are rushing to get in this line. And then the lady who was doing that, see, we've made 3 lines. She's like, I didn't say here, I said there and there. We move. I didn't say here, I said there and there and there. We move. Hey, kukosa kazi si rahisi Nairobi. Where? Haya. So at this point, I still knew, like I had met a couple of people and I was telling them, we have to be positive about this thing. You know, I was like, you know, I was that motivational speaker. I was like, nothing good comes easy. You have to go through the struggles. I was that person. I was. But I'm still that person. I only attract positive vibes and I get what I want. So at that point, I knew I had really wanted that job and I knew I was gonna get it. You know, when you manifest things and you know your capabilities, nothing can really shake you. Like, I was 1,000% sure I was gonna get the job. Like, see, overconfidence, I just believe in myself. And I believe that I deserve to get whatever job I want because I have worked for it. And I also have the the grace to know that if it's not for me, it's not for me, but it is for me. I don't know if you guys can relate to that, but you'll just get the hang of it. Because that's me, that's just me. 11, 12, 1. Finally, around 1, they had finished with the 130. And now, at this point, those who had connections, those who know people, those people who know people, were already calling their people so that they can be given the numbers from 130 kuendelea. And those of us who don't know people, we were still waiting for God and the universe to work on our favor. Duh. Imagine, even with people having connections, I was still 100% sure that was my job. So at no given time did I ever sit here and be like, oh, I didn't even catch myself saying that. Like, I was so sure it was my job. So I think I have confidence worth, I don't know. I just thank God for it. My juice is almost done, but the story is almost done too. Then they come after wametuzungusha kama, after they've rotated us like goats in a zero grazing field. They finally came and now started calling names from, I don't know, at least we wrote like we wrote our names in like 10 to 15 lists, and we didn't know which list was gonna be called because finally I got called. I got a number. So at this time they were calling from around 200 to 250. Guess honey was number 223. And they called people till number 250. Remember, I told you we were like, we were like roughly 400 people inside the premises. And at this point, they were calling till number 250 because they were tired, they want to go. The people who are doing the auditions were tired. That's what we were told. So my thought is like, oh God, thank God I can still contest for my job. And at this other side, I'm like, oh my God, someone woke up with the same dream as me to just come and showcase what they have. And because there was no order and no management around the whole business, they could not get the opportunity, and people waited and waited, and only 250 people were able to audition. So imagine the rest, the ones who are inside the premises and the ones who are outside the gate, still waiting and still hoping that they could get an opportunity to showcase their talent. Now, I felt sad about that, but at this point I'm like, anyway, everything happens for a reason, and I'm grateful I have got this opportunity to showcase my talent and bag my job. Okay? So we were going inside, like 4 of us, and for the 4 of you, we were given 2 minutes to just have a conversation, like we're in a panel and we're giving our ideas. So we did the deed and we murdered it. We smashed it. Okay, rather, I know my team did the thing. We smashed it. That's what's up. So now here's where my bile comes from. Now I've told you the scenario of us going. At this point, you're like, why is Becky having bile and she got an opportunity to showcase her talent and almost bag the job?
But we're not stopping there.
Finally, we are getting to the part of the story where you can get to understand why Assis is pressed and why Assis maintains that auditions in Nairobi are the absolute ghetto. Please do at me because I mean it. So, on Monday, the auditions were on Saturday. The callbacks were supposed to be on Monday for people to go back on Tuesday for a screen test. Cool. So on Monday, my best friend and I had gone for a meeting. We had a business meeting because hustle must continue. Like nothing is, you have to hustle, right? So we're in the meeting, and at around 12:17 to be precise, because I checked the time later, I got a call. It was an unknown number. So At that time, I was in a meeting and my phone was on silent, so I could not even think at, this guy is calling me. So I could not pick it. After the meeting was in Westland. So when we got to town, I remembered I had a missed call, and then I told my best friend, do you have Truecaller, because I don't want to download it right now. She was like, yeah, I have it. Then I was like, cool, can you check for me this number called me, and I'm certain it might be this station. They were supposed to call us today for the callbacks, and that is my job. That's how I always talk. I knew that was my job, so I was like, that is my job, and I don't want anything to happen to my job. So she checked the number. Was it that station? Yes, 100%. In fact, the Truecaller said it was that station and it was their office number. So at this point, my heart is racing. I'm like, finally, a sign from the universe, I'm gonna get my job. Like, damn. I was like, I actually manifested myself to a new job because I knew it was mine. Sorry for the people who got it, but it was my job anyway. So I was really happy about it. So I was like, let me call them. So I called them. I was like, hi, I got a missed call from this number. I didn't want to imply, so I told the person on the phone, it was a lady. I was like, hi, I got a missed call. And she was like, what's your name? I say my name. And she was like, okay, let me check. I'll call you back. So at that time, I was like, cool. We got home and I told my best friend, I'm actually very sleepy. And she was like, I think 2 hours later, and the lady had not called me back to tell me anything or whatever, nothing. So I was like, okay, the callbacks are supposed to be today. I already got a missed call, but when I called back, the lady told me she's gonna call me back and confirm, but she never called me back. So at this point, a lot of things are running through my mind. One, did they call me, and when they found that I was not available, did they cancel me or something? I had a lot of questions running through my mind because I didn't understand. Because if it was a professional thing that you guys are doing, if someone doesn't pick up, you can drop a text, because at the end of the day, they're going to see it. If you choose that person for a callback, you really had to communicate in one way or another. Like, even if I had not called back, they could have still texted. Send text to everyone because you have my number, right? I think that's the logical thing to do. But again, this is Kenya. Professionalism out of the window. So 2 hours in waiting, I'm telling my best friend, hey, these people have not yet called me, and I'm so sleepy. Because you remember, I woke up at 5:30 and I was really sleepy. I really wanted to sleep because at this point, I was just tired. Like, I just needed to rest. So I was like, let me call. I told my best friend, maybe when I call back, I didn't really explain why I'm calling back, and I didn't even explain to the lady the reason as to why I am calling her back. So maybe she didn't understand. Let me try and call her back and explain why I'm calling her. Maybe she didn't have a clue why I'm calling. Unajua that telling yourself ati maybe. That's ka maybe. Maybe too, you need to explain yourself. Imagine I'm the one thinking about explaining myself. The lady didn't tell me nothing about nothing. So at this point, being a Kenyan and knowing how our systems work, I knew the fact that this lady is not even calling me back, they had probably fixed someone in my position, and which is okay. She could have just said you didn't. She could have just said you didn't pick up. We gave your space to someone else, instead of letting me stay in the suspense. So I was like, since I want to sleep, let me just call the lady. Maybe she forgot, or maybe she's wondering, why is this person calling me? Let me just call and clarify. So I was like, hey, hi, I'm sure you're not sure what I was like, hello, hi, I'm sure you were wondering why I called you. I just wanted to clarify that I called you. Even before I finished what I wanted to say, she was like, what did you say your name was? I repeated my names. And not even with an attitude. I'm saying it with an attitude right now because I was so pissed, because she told me she's gonna call me, and this time she's still asking me what my name is. It's not her fault because maybe she was calling a lot of people, but really, I said my name is da 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 da, and she's like, oh, I don't think I called you. Hey, chai, Jesus is Lord.
Go look up the history. Don't everybody believe in Google? Go Google that. See what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about, man. You know what. I dare you to sit up there and say, explain. You know what I'm talking about, man.
She had the actual audacity to say she didn't call me. Then I'm like, wow, Beckylav, wow. So clearly, how did I have that number? How did I know people are being called with that number? How do I have a missed call on my phone and you guys didn't call me? Like, I wish she used a different explanation to try and get herself out of this thing. And it was not by force. It's not that it's a must they give me the job. It's just simple communication, professionalism. Just tell me, honey, your space is full. Just look for something else. I move. These things are not by force. Anyway, she said, I don't think I called you. I was like, as a matter of fact, you did. And you called me at around 12:17 p.m. I had the facts till the minute. I wish I knew the seconds. So I was like, And she's like, oh, I did. Let me check which role I called you for. The first time, she was like, let me check and call you. This time, oh, I didn't call you. Oh, let me check which role I called you for. Because now I was sure. I even gave the timestamp of the time she called. And, well, I'm seated here giving you this story. You can clearly get the picture or the gist of whether or not I was called back. If they had told me that I have failed, would I be mad? No. If they told me like they filled my space because I didn't pick up, would I be mad? No. Because they communicated and because it's professionalism. Don't call me and then start acting like I've lost my mind. I'm calling you guys because I feel like, I feel very, entitled to having that job. Of course I knew it was my job, but if you guys wanted to fix someone else, just do that. I don't understand why someone would just say straight out to my face that they didn't call me, because I have the proof and the timestamp and everything that I told her, like, you called me at this time. What makes me mad is the fact that nilikam jinga, like I felt stupid because she was like, I didn't call you. So I was like, who called me then? Did they flash my number by mistake? And how did they get my number? We were almost 300 people, 400, 500. Why did they pick my number? And they decided on the day of the callback, they're gonna call my number. And then when I call back, they didn't call me. Like, even if you want to fix your people, just have a bit of professionalism. That's all we are asking. Like, we as human beings and we as Kenyans and the youths, we really feel bad when we go out for auditions. We take ourselves there. We wait through all the crap that you guys take us through. We wait and we really want to get whatever we've gone there for. Imagine how many people's dreams were crashed on Saturday. And this is on Monday for the callbacks. It was not at 100% I had got the job, but why did they not give me the chance to prove myself? Why call me and then give my space and then tell me I didn't call you? Like, now I'm not even done with that. On that day, we saw a famous celebrity. Is it a celebrity or influencer? I don't know, honestly. And I'm not gonna comment much about the influencer because we don't stay mad here. She's not at fault. She's just a human being like us, and she also wanted to, I don't know what she was doing there, but she was at home. So, what else? So that was on Tuesday. On Monday. On Tuesday, I'm sure the ones who picked their calls, they were called, they went for the screen test, they got their jobs. Congratulations. Imagine, congratulations. And I hope you're gonna do the job as way more better than I could have done it. Because please do justice to those jobs. Please do justice, because over 500 people wanted those spots. So you're the lucky ones. First of all, congratulations, because you went through the ghetto with us. And if you've made it, get the bag, sis or bro, whatever, get that bag. But now today I'm shooting this video on, when is today? God, I'm shooting this video on Thursday, and mind you, on Tuesday was the screen test. On Wednesday, guess who was hosting on my new job? Guess who was called to host on Wednesday? Z influencer. We should know people, honey. But anyway, this is the message I am passing to my fellow Kenyans and my fellow youths who are unemployed and who are chasing their dreams. Don't let people who have connections scare you from going for your goal. Don't let people who overlook you or just treat you like you're nothing, and people who don't have professionalism, stop you from dreaming bigger for yourself. You're worth whatever you feel like you're worth. So just continue going to these auditions, even if they're gonna treat you like the goats that we were treated like. I don't know. Just go do your best, and once your day comes, it will come. So personally, for me, I decided I'm just gonna use my platform and try start something of my own, because I'm not gonna sit back and wait for these people to finally see my worth and to finally understand that I can do these things. I'm gonna do it myself, and I'm sure and certain that I'm gonna ace it. With God's blessing, I'm gonna do the damn thing. Anyway, that was my story time. I know it was long, I know it was going all over, but yeah, I was gutted, I was pissed, I was pressed. Like, our industry needs to change. The media industry in Kenya needs to change. Like, we've been to countless auditions, and you go do the auditions, and kumbe, you guys are just called for a formality. And you guys are called for a formality so that a celeb or someone famous can go and get that role. Like, I don't blame the famous people, because they're also looking for the bag. But honey, some of us will get all luku because we don't have connections, because we don't want to do the most to get our way into the ninis. And when we get chances, you don't even think twice about giving our chances to someone else. Can you get to the program before I get mad? Anyway, ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. We move, honey. We move. We are winners. Okay? Anyway, the only other thing that I'd like to say to that station is that it's your loss. I'm a cool ass human being, and I was gonna give you ratings you've never seen, because I'm blessed. You know, I'm blessed. Anyway, it's your loss. Anyway, thank you guys for watching my YouTube video. I know it has taken you all over, and there are some people who can't relate because clearly you've never hustled. But for those of us who have hustled in the industry, let's keep the spirit. Our day will come. And the other thing I also want to say before I continue, before I forget, also like to say, everything happens for a reason. And if you don't get an opportunity, it doesn't mean that you're any less. It doesn't mean that you don't have the talent. It doesn't mean that you're not capable. It just means they didn't want you at that point, or it was not your time, or you need to get better at what you're doing, or you need to know people, because auditions in Nairobi are the absolute ghetto. Period. Bye. Thanks for watching, Beckylav. See ya.